Hello and welcome back to another installment of Poke Fodder. Well, we got the announcement of an announcement, and this is like the third or fourth one, third one, fourth one, somewhere in there. But I'm just going to talk kind of about what I think the state of Pokemon Duel is right now while you guys watch this absolutely amazing video of me playing Deoxys. Okay, I the Pokemon Company or whatever company is in charge of putting together this game and releasing it in the timeline and all that, they have to know at this point that their numbers are down. I can tell their numbers are down. You know their numbers are down. Everybody knows their numbers are down. And I don't believe this 20 million download hype. Like there are so many people who have multiple accounts and so many people who do an extra account and then re-roll it if they don't like what they get right off the bat, that number is inflated at best. But the active users is down. A lot of the top users have moved on, and this is nothing new. Like, I'm not breaking news here with this. But what you have here is, and this is all my opinion, so I'm putting an asterisk next to this. What you have here is a game that, and well, it goes back to Deoxys, when they released the Deoxys Reuniclus into the game the way that they did. It was great. They were new. They were strong. It was the new meta. But I don't think people really, and the developers especially, I don't think they knew exactly how strong this meta was. And here it is several months later. And while the Reuniclus decks are basically dead at this point, and the Deoxys decks, while they are not as strong as they once were, they are still the strongest deck in the game. And when you get too late in the year or late in the month, people bring out their Deoxys decks because they know it takes skill to win with them, and it takes a lot of skill to win at a high level, but it's a lot more forgiving, so you don't have to be as skilled. You can inflate your monthly and league ranking by running Dio, even if you're not good with Dio, if that makes sense. And I'm not bashing Dio users. If they're in the game, use them. The problem is, while I win some, lose some, I probably lose more than I win against Dio, but they're not fun to play against at all. And I've been told as you get higher up in ranking, the really good Dio users, for the most part, and I know Lionheart uses Deoxys and he doesn't do this, but if you find Dio decks in the 37, 3600s, they're mostly stall decks at that point. And that's just not fun to play against. And so I think people bought into Reuniclus early, used up a lot of resources to have the strongest deck possible, and now they've kind of been left behind, and that's all that they can really use and be competitive with the other decks, because there are other decks that are strong at this point. So they have to rely on the Deoxys decks. And now, with people that got so turned off leaving the game because of how the Deoxys decks either were nerfed or brought into the game, or if you just didn't draw Deoxys, like it took me forever to pull any Deoxys. But if you don't have it, then before they were nerfed, it was a complete uphill battle. And the odds were so stacked against you, I think it turned a lot of people off on the game. And I think the numbers got so far down that they had to release this major announcement way, way earlier than they wanted. And they've had to string us along as players because they know that they had to come up with something, and maybe this is something big. I don't know. We got another sneak preview, just a tease about, mega evolutions coming out. But it doesn't tell, we haven't seen or heard anything about what this new major update is. And the problem that I have with all of this is they are not telling us what it is, and that is creating people to think, wow, this is big, this is major, this is game changing. And if it's not, people are done with the game. And so they're creating these false expectations. If they just come out and say, we've got major changes and here's what they are, then people know what to expect. Are you guys kind of following along with me on this? If you know what to expect, then you're not going to be disappointed unless those expectations aren't met. And that's true with most things in life. If you're told, here's what's expected of you, and then it's not met, well, you're disappointed, but you had a certain level of what to expect. And so if they came close, you're like, well, they were close, or, they tried. The problem is, with this, the expectations are huge, because now they've done 3 or 4 updates saying we have big news coming up. So everybody's mind is racing to, well, what could this big news be? And nobody really knows. So they've created it in their mind. If what is released, and I still say it's August 1st or 2nd, if what is released doesn't meet people's artificial expectations, they're going to feel extremely let down. And I feel like, for the most part, people's patience with this game is hanging by a thread at this point. If you look at, Chicken, Choctopus, Ghost Shiny Hunter, Rico, those are some of the bigger YouTubers. I know 3 of the 4 just really don't even do Pokemon Duel videos anymore. And I feel like, from my side, I still do the videos, and on my Discord and on the Reddit, I've tried to build up the community where I feel like the game has been lacking, but I can only do so much. And I've relied heavily on Drake and Hades and Popstars Kirby to help moderate and create these games and tournaments and everything. But even then, it's only sustainable for so long. And so I'm afraid that they had to release this major update, announce it earlier than they wanted to. And honestly, I think they went about this the complete wrong way by just doing sneak peeks here or there. You can look at, there's a YouTube video that they released, and you can look at that on, if you go into your game, it's in the menu there. But it doesn't really show anything. And I'm worried that if this becomes a money grab, where these new fragments, as they're rumored to be called, these purple gems, purple stones, if it becomes a money grab, people are gone. And unfortunately, I see too many ways for this to go wrong. And, it's kind of gotten to the point where Pokemon Duel, as a game, needs that one spin in order to win the battle. And it's only one spin, and it's the smallest slice of the wheel. Now, if you've been playing Pokemon Duel, and I know that you guys have, then you know that it is possible to land that spin and come back and win the game against all odds. But if that's what you're relying on to win the game or continue this game, you're in really, really bad shape. Am I excited about the update? No. Just give us the update. Quit telling us, hey, this major update's coming. They didn't even say when the update was coming. I'm just speculating at August 1st. But if it is this major update, wouldn't you want your fan base to know, A, what to expect, and B, when's it coming out? Those are my expectations, and they have not been met. And I gotta say that I'm very disappointed in the way that this has been handled. I hope I'm wrong about all this. I hope it comes back, you know, and after the new major release is done, the game's got a month to 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, and the update had better meet expectations, or I'm afraid the Pokemon Duel is going to run the cycle of mobile games where they come and they go. And that makes me sad. I've enjoyed doing videos. I'm optimistic that we'll have new stuff to talk about in the coming days. But at the same time, I'm cautious that they may just be putting a Band-Aid and saying, but look, it's a big Band-Aid, to try to get people to hang on to the game longer. That's going to wrap up my opinion, my editorial, I don't know what you want to call it, of the state of the game at the moment. As I'll let you guys finish watching up what's going on here on the screen. That's really all I've got for today. So let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think? And don't tell me what you think is coming out. How do you feel like the game and the update has been handled? You feel like it's been handled well? Do you like we have an update, but we're not going to tell you when? We have an update, and we're going to tell you when the next update is. Or do you wish that they'd just come out and say, here's what we've got for you. No teasers. We're just going to show you. Here's what it is. Let me know in the comments below. And in fact, come over to my Discord. Come over to my Reddit. Tell me what you think there. Carry on let's have a conversation about this. And let's hope our game isn't dying. So until next time.